Welcome back to the SportsMax Zone, and we continue to talk football. The knockout round of the UEFA Champions League, and the league returned earlier Tuesday in Lisbon, Portugal. Sporting Lisbon hosted the English champions Manchester City, and we have those highlights.
Than it ever was. No room for discrimination in our game. So it is Sporting who get the game underway in their green and white hoops, kicking from right to left in the first 45 minutes. João Cancelo to Bernardo Silva. Foden, good save, still in play, and Riyad Mahrez tucks the ball into the net, and it's not going to count. And the goal stands.
That should go to the attacking side. As we discussed, Bernardo Silva clearly onside. De Bruyne, as that ball is played. Yeah, that is marginal, isn't it? Very tight.
And the standing right back as Mahrez delivers. It's just one in the air by Matches. Right, oh, I say. My goodness me, what a finish that is from Bernardo Silva.
Concentrating on technique. And if he hits that sweetly, there's a chance that fires past the goalkeeper.
Foden and Sterling in the middle. John Stones has made a run. Mahrez squeezed the cross in, and it's 3-0, and it's Phil Foden.
It's unfortunate, of course, when a teammate slips right in front of you. Quartes then should read the play. No, he's got to stay on his feet.
That's a lovely looking ball. Sterling in behind. I think he timed his run right. And it's deflected in, and Bernardo Silva makes it 4-0 to Manchester City. Riyad Mahrez is going to struggle to get in the 11, but he's... Sterling, oh my goodness me, that's even better than Bernardo Silva's.
Ruben Amorim is looking for his team to actually close Sterling down. Too much space. And when he gets in that position, that's his favourite move. That is pretty much inch perfect.
Ruben Amorim looked almost blown away by the support of the fans.
Yeah, flawless performance from Man City. You have to give them 10 out of 10.
Yeah, so what a win there for Manchester City. And in the day's other match, the competition's most successful team, Real Madrid, they travelled to France to take on Paris Saint-Germain. Let's look at those highlights now as well.
And we're underway. Here's Mbappe, twisting, turning, and the first chance for Di Maria. And he skied it.
Yeah, spellbinding stuff from Mbappe. He just drifts into areas where he can get the ball and lift his head and do this.
And heads it out. Mendes having a fine game. Messi has the ability to the top corners from that kind of position, but this one went straight at the goalkeeper. And Paris come again. Passes quicker, the determination greater. Mbappe, challenge, it's a penalty. As the great man steps up, and Courtois saves it. Absolutely mobbed by his teammates. He has missed a number of penalties in his career, but I don't think he's missed one before against Real Madrid. Heel by Neymar to Mbappe, plotting right to the last here, try and get away through it. He's done it. Kylian Mbappe sends his celebrations to the PSG fans and his teammates, and maybe a message to Real Madrid as well.
This has been the case all night, when it's been 3 against 1 or something like that, but he's managed to skate through the lot of them. And this time, finding the finish in the way that's eluded him before, through the legs of Courtois. But they've deserved it, the French team, for what they've put into it and what he's shown. What a player.
It was a touch of genius to come between the two defenders, and by Neymar with the back heel. It had the kind of attacking quality we were hoping for from the whole game. But it's a moment that has surely decided this first leg, in keeping with the quality that these two football clubs have. It's been a cautious first leg, Paris Saint-Germain did their best to set the agenda. They should have taken the lead, or really could have taken the lead, with Messi's penalty, which was won by Mbappe. But he decided to settle it himself, at least this first leg victory.
Yeah, stoppage time winner there from Kylian Mbappe. Joining us now to review today's matches, our football correspondent, Juan Arango. Juan, shall we start with the Man City result? 5-0, a huge successful trip there to Portugal for them. 4-0 at half-time, 5-0 by the hour mark. They pretty much blew the Sporting team away before they knew it.
Well, 2-0 at 17 minutes in, and you knew that pretty much the writing was on the wall at that stage of the game. So, I mean, Pep Guardiola had everything set up, but it wasn't necessarily City that ended up impressing me. It was Sporting really disappointing me in terms of any adjustments that they made in crucial moments. You didn't see anything from Ruben Amorim's side to really encourage, hey, you know what, they have a chance. No, none at all. It was just from beginning to end, City being able to dominate, and at the same time, Sporting not having one answer to what City was putting out there. You saw that coming into this match. You saw how actually you would read interviews of certain certain Sporting Clube players saying how great it is to play one of the best teams in the world. Ruben Amorim was saying, you know, coaching against Pep is like me in primary school compared to Pep being the star up in secondary school. So there was this sense of awe. But again, when you end up coming into these types of matches and you come in awestruck, you're going to get run over. That's exactly what happened.
Juan, what do you make now, based on what you've seen of City, of their Champions League appetite? Because I always have to hear from Lance and George about the fact that, you know, City hasn't won the Champions League.
It doesn't change any opinion. I mean, for two reasons. You knew that coming in that City were going to be one of the teams to look out for to win the title, or at least fight for it. It doesn't change anything. But again, you can't use this match as a barometer saying, oh, you know what, they're better than everybody else. No, that doesn't necessarily say that either. So it's one of those matches where they came in, they were obligated to win. They were supposed to win, maybe even win big. They checked all the boxes, but it doesn't mean that they're much better than anyone else as of right now.
Yeah. Also, let's spend some time talking a bit about how brilliant was Bernardo Silva today. Impressive stuff from him.
Impressive Bernardo Silva, impressive Riyad Mahrez, impressive anyone that was wearing at least usually wears a blue shirt with Manchester City. But overall, it was a very good performance, and a good performance against a team that gave them a lot of space, a lot of opportunities, and conceded in a lot of aspects of the game. So again, they did their job, plain and simple.
Yeah, just to extend the point that Mariah was making there, Juan, because Manchester City, as a European power, has established itself now for a few years without a title. I saw in one of the websites today where the Liverpool player Trent Alexander-Arnold was taking a bit of a dig at them, you know, to say that, you know, they have won 5 EPL titles in the last 10 years. They were the domestic treble champions back in 2018 or 2019, but no European titles like Liverpool. How stung do you think Man City will be by comments like these?
I don't think they should be. I think that they have to keep their eyes on the prize, not on what everyone else is saying. When the time comes, they'll have their time to say, hey, you know what, Liverpool, you know, we'll beat you. Hey, man, hey, Chelsea, this. Hey, Bayern Munich. Hey, Real Madrid, PSG, whoever. They have to show that they're worthy champions on the pitch, just like they showed last year they were worthy finalists. I'm not going to say that they played very well in the final. That's another story. But they were worthy of getting to the final. Yes. Now they have to go and get that final step in order to get there. They have to do it only one way, beating who's in front of them.
Yeah, I know that Pep won't publicly advertise this, but how pressured do you think he is to deliver a Champions League title to the Man City fans and club owners?
You know, it's a good question, because publicly he hasn't said it, but you know that there's that little thorn that's really digging into him. The fact that he wasn't able to win it with Bayern, and now he still hasn't been able to win it with City. Yes, absolutely right. Oh, you can only win it with Messi. There you go. That's the big issue. But he said in an interview in Spain, in Catalonia actually the other day, saying, you know, what is failure? I feel happy here. My happiness is having been able to coach in the Premier League and having to be able to make friends and coach the players that I have. Now, is that something that he's trying to detract from the pressure? It's very possible. Now, at the same time, a coach as successful as him could say, hey, you know, I've already won it before. If I don't win it here, it doesn't really change my legacy whatsoever from an overall standpoint.
Yeah, you mentioned Messi just now there, Juan, which gives us an ideal segue to the Paris Saint-Germain game. Stoppage time, they needed to get the winner from Kylian Mbappe. Messi failing to score a penalty. To be fair, it was a good save by Courtois. Your thoughts on that PSG result?
I'll start with Real Madrid. 0 shots on goal. That's a problem if you're going to try and play PSG and try and beat them. Number one. Number two, yeah, I think it was a horrid penalty from Messi. Way too in the middle, and Courtois had him read completely. From the time he was even from the run-up, he was already making the jump if you look at the replay closely. That said, after that moment, I think that's when Messi played his best in this match. It kind of lit a fire in him. Now, was it enough to be able to conjure up memories of old? No, it wasn't. But at the end, Messi is one of the cogs that have been invested in greatly at PSG, and one of them was able to contribute in a great way, which happened to be Mbappe. But you also have to look at Neymar. Neymar is also another one that came in late in the match and was able to make a difference in this encounter as well. Of course, he ends up giving that ball to Mbappe in a very brilliant manner. And of course, the Frenchman is able to do the rest. But for the most part, it was a PSG side that at least went forward. In the overall scheme of things, if you look at the statistics and you look at the score and you look how things played out overall, you end up saying, you know what? It kind of was a deserved result that PSG was able to get the win because of them being the ones that tried going forward, that tried to attack. 22 overall chances that they had in this match. Again, I'm not huge on using statistics, but sometimes you have to use them to back up what you're saying. And that exactly does that in this case for PSG. Now, what happens in the return leg, especially Real Madrid missing Casemiro, that's going to be a big question mark.
Yeah, so Juan, we're going to hear from Pochettino just now, the PSG coach. Point well made that Real Madrid didn't offer too much today. Of course, they have been the most successful team in UEFA Champions League football, almost twice the number of wins than any other team. But at the moment, they're not looking that kind of Real Madrid. But here's Pochettino, the PSG boss, at the end of the victory today.
Yes, being sure, I am very pleased. I think the performance of the team was very good. I think overall we were much better than Real Madrid, and after 90 minutes, well deserved the victory. Yes, I think it's still another game, but important. The first step or the first game is with us.
Yeah, your thoughts on the Pochettino comments there, Juan, and after that, if you think the 1-0 lead will be enough going to Real Madrid?
Let's start backwards because that's the easy answer. No, it's not enough. They have to go in and try and get more and maybe even have a repeat performance from Parc des Princes. So going back to Pochettino's comments, yeah, I mean, I agreed with them to a certain extent. The problem was that at times they ended up kind of diluting themselves or ended up kind of falling into this lull where you didn't see that overall performance. If there is a positive to get out of all of this, they showed in a lot of flashes, albeit very short flashes, that they were able to establish, or once they have an identity, once they're able to turn that corner, they can be a very dangerous team from here on out. Again, if they do that. And if they do that consistently, they can be a very dangerous team. In the meantime, it was enough to get them over a Madrid that at times had to drop back too much, that left too many spaces, that had too many holes that PSG were able to take full advantage of with their pace down the wings. That being said, they have to do a lot more in order to finally kill off Real Madrid, especially in the return leg, especially at the Bernabeu, especially in the Champions League.
Yeah, Real Madrid haven't reached a UEFA Champions League final since 2017-18 when they completed the three-peat. And if you look at them domestically, even though they're leading in La Liga at the moment, they do, Juan, you would agree, have a lot of work to do to get back to the Real Madrid that we knew.
And keep in mind, they were in the semifinals last year.
Yeah, that's right. Juan, great talking to you as usual on the SportsMax Zone. We'll be in touch, man.
Thank you.
Okay, UEFA Champions League football continuing on Wednesday. And don't forget that some of the action will be on SportsMax. The Inter Milan, Liverpool, Salzburg, and Bayern Munich. Those are the two matches lined up for Wednesday in the round of 16 as the knockout championship continues. So Liverpool fans will have a field day watching their team up against Inter Milan, who are reigning champions in Italy at the moment.
You're looking forward to that one.